Hello everyone and welcome to a program called A Day With, sponsored by Italian Embassy in Yerevan. And today we are going to spend our time, our virtual time, with one of the most beloved and famous Armenian football players, Henrikh Mkhitaryan. Henrikh, hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
I'm also fine, thank you for giving this interview. So my first question is following. In a recent interview, you have mentioned your plans to stay long in Roma. What levels have you decided to reach with the Italian club? Maybe Champions League Cup or something like that?
Well, the first day since I've arrived here in Rome, I felt very good in the club, in the city. Everything was great, and of course, it would be nice to stay here. The main target will be to have a Champions League gap and obviously to play and to win some titles.
You have performed in Ukraine, Germany and England. You are currently performing in Series A Italy. What did the Italian Serie A give you personally?
Comparing it to the England football, to the German or to the Ukrainian one, it has its special things. I mean, people underrate the Serie A, the Italian league, but I would say that it's more than interesting to play here. Of course, maybe it's not the same that it was like 20 years ago, but I'm pretty sure that the league is getting better and better. And the transfer of last year can as well talk about itself. So I'm more than happy to be here because, to play in Italy with those fans, it's really incredible. I've heard a lot about the fans here in Italy, that they are crazy in a good way, but I couldn't imagine that they are really like that. So I'm very pleased to play for Roma, and I'm really pleased to have fans like that.
It's no secret that the success of each player on the field also depends on his teammates and effective cooperation with them. Please mention Italian football spices of your teammates, just in general.
Of course, the good performance doesn't rely only on you. It depends from everyone, because with one player you cannot win a game. You have to win with 11 and with the rest of the team that they are sitting on the bench at that day, because football, it's a team game, it's a team sport. So it's not a sport that you think, okay, today I'm playing alone, so everything depends on me. No, it depends from the whole squad. And of course, I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to help my teammates, and obviously they are trying to do the same to me. The first day I came here, I was impressed with some players, that the quality they have that I haven't seen before, playing in Germany, in Ukraine and in England. And I won't mention, as you said, any names. I will just say that we have great talents, we have great football players, that they can reach the high level. And I hope that with their qualities they can help AS Roma to achieve their goals.
Okay, the next question is, can you tell us the funniest situation you have met in Italy happening among teammates or in general? Because we Armenians knows that Italians also have good sense of humor.
Well, of course, as you said, I think Italians, with their mentality, they are similar like Armenian people, and that's a good point for me, because I'm feeling very well among the Italian people here, and it makes life easier. The funniest thing, well, it happened a lot of funny things, but I think the first funny thing that happened to me was when I was taking the flight on the 2nd of September to fly from London to Rome. I was sitting in the plane, and the steward came to me and asked me, "Have you signed already for AS Roma?" I said, "Well, as you see, I'm just flying to Rome to see if I'm gonna sign or not." And once we landed, there were many journalists, and I asked the press officer of AS Roma that, listen, I haven't signed the contract yet. Why those people are here with the cameras and waiting me to say something about AS Roma? And he was saying, well, Italy, they are crazy about football and they know everything. So you have to be ready for those kind of things. I think this is one of the funny things that happened to me. Of course, maybe the story isn't that funny, but I mean, it says that I was in a situation where I didn't know if I'm going to sign for AS Roma or not, but they already knew that I've signed it.
How does your family members push you to be more motivated? What kind of support do you already have because of them?
Even before to get married, I had people that they've been my drive. I mean, my mom, my sister, my father that isn't with us for a long time, and as well my other family members like my cousins, my friends, and all those people. As you know, I'm playing football for myself, but I want them to be happy too. So if I'm playing good, it means that they're gonna be happy. But the next step, when I got married and my son has been born, I can say that every time I'm going to the training session now, I'm thinking about them. Unfortunately, I haven't played the game yet since my son was born, but hopefully there are many games coming soon. So I'm looking forward for it. But as I mentioned, during the training, they are always in my mind and they are always pushing me forward that I have to train harder and to play harder.
It is impossible to bypass the theme of delicious cuisine with both Armenians and Italians. Do you feel that it is an advantage to live and play in Italy?
Once I started testing the food here in many restaurants, I was saying, oh my God, my whole year I have tested many things, but this was like amazing what I've tested until now. And of course, it can drive you forward. The food that you are eating here, it can push you forward, saying that you have to train hard, you have to play hard, and you have to enjoy your life being in Italy.
What next goal in football do you have personally?
You know, I have achieved many things, but for me, this is in past. I want to achieve more for the next years. I have not a lot left for my football career, but I'm pretty sure that I'm doing my best to achieve something, because at the end of your football career, everyone will think about you. What did you do for the club? Have you won any title for the club? And how have you played for the club? So for me, it's very important to leave a positive note after me, to winning something, a trophy, or to do something good for the club.
Is there any specific slang words for Italian football? I mean, about a way of attacking or something like that?
The Italian language, it's a very beautiful language, and for me, it was one of my main targets when I was young, like back in the days, that I had to learn or Italian or Spanish language, and I had the opportunity to learn now the Italian, and thanks God, I'm doing good. People are happy with my Italian language. I gave already some interviews, and on the pitch it's much easier to communicate with your teammates, because you don't need long sentences. You just need like few words: the left, the right, back, front. I don't know. It's easy. But the way I've dedicated myself to learn Italian, I think I did it very well, and thanks to those people that helped me. And I'm pretty sure that I still have lots of spaces to improve my Italian language.
Does the quarantine give you the opportunity to contact your fans more often usual by social media? What kind of question do you discuss in general with your fans?
Yeah, I had few interviews, and I had few live interviews, and I answered to some questions given by my fans. It was about like how I'm doing during my quarantine, how I'm keeping myself busy, if I'm watching any movies, any series, if I'm allowed to go out for a small training session. It was the question that people were giving to me during the quarantine. and I'm happy to have a contact with them and to talk to them, to be in touch with them, and to know as well what they are doing in those days.
How your fans appreciate your play? I mean, Italian fans, because we Armenians, we are always thinking about our emotions, but you are now in Italy, and I'd like to know if you have any contact with Italian fans and what kind of feedback do you getting from them?
Well, the only time I'm having contact with them, it can be after the games, when I have to drive out with my car to go home, and sometimes they will stop me and ask for a signature or for a picture, or maybe in the city when I was going for a little walk, or in the restaurant. I can meet everywhere the fans, and I'm happy to talk to them. Of course, some people can be happy, some people won't be happy. It's normal because you can't be loved by everyone. It's part of football. But of course, I'm doing and I'm trying my best to make everyone happy. How it's about how I'm gonna play, if I'm gonna score, if I'm gonna assist, and that makes them happy, of course. And yeah, I mean, for me, the most important thing is that my club has to win, but I will be happy as well to score and to assist.
I know you watch Netflix documentary about NBA, and there is a moment then Michael Jordan says, I am just a professional player, I am not an activist. What is your attitude to this? It is really hard for a professional sportsman to be something more like activist or I don't know, ecologist. It is really difficult, and what is your opinion about it?
Oh, well, if he said, then he's right. You know, you can't be activist if you are doing sport. I mean, myself as well, I'm totally focused on football, and I'm not thinking about anything else. Whatever has to be an activist or to do something else out of football, it's not mine. I mean, I dedicated myself to football. I'm involved in football, and I will still be in football. I don't want to look on the sides to see what's going on and what can I do else, or if I have to say something provocative. No, my job is to play football, and that's it. I want to enjoy that.
You give teenagers and people who are your fans something more than simply good tricks on the field. Have you ever thought about that? What else do you present your fans and people and teenagers besides your beautiful football playing on the field?
If the new generation is seeing you like an idol, it means that you've been or you are on the right way. I mean, if they see something in you that they can learn for themselves, it means that you're doing right and you're doing good. Myself as well, I always dreamed to be a football player. I always dreamed to be a very good football player, a top level football player, so people can look at me, they can be proud of me, and they can learn something from me. And if they learn something from you, it means that you are doing a great job.
Okay. Once Michel Platini was asked what do people need to have a good football team, and he says only three things: money, money, and again money. What do you think? What else do the country, for example, Armenia, do need to have a really dream team of football?
What Armenia needs to have a dream team? Football.
I mean, the level of the Champions League teams. What do we do wrong?
In my opinion, I see many things wrong, but I can see as well very good things. It's very hard to talk about things that you are not in it. I mean, I'm not a coach. I'm not in the academy. I can see what type of work they are doing there. The coaches, the kids, how they are training, what philosophy they take to train, and I mean, of course, the money makes difference. Of course, with money you can build more, you can achieve more. It can help you to achieve your goals, your dreams.
You mentioned the word philosophy besides money. So I'd like to know what is your philosophy for becoming one of the best football players?
Before having my philosophy, I always had a dream. I always knew where I want to go. I always knew what I want to do. I think my father, and because of him, I became a football player, and I'm very thankful that I choose this sport and this job because I don't see myself without football. And since my first day, I always had a dream to play in the best European championships and in the best European clubs. And what I did, I fulfilled my wish. How? Working hard and mixing my talent with the hard work. It's not easy, but sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself to achieve these things. My philosophy was very easy. My philosophy was you have to work hard, you have to believe in yourself, you never have to give up, because if you give up, then it means that you're on the wrong way. So you have to think that you are in a tunnel where you see the light and you're walking towards it. And what I did, it was that.
Many of us says that Italians and Armenians are very similar to each other. What is your experience shows?
I think the only difference is the language, that they are talking Italian and we are speaking Armenian. I mean, I don't see any difference because they like to make some jokes. They are funny. Of course, they lie too, you know. But it's normal. I'm used to it, and I like this kind of thing. I like positive and people with energy. And the first day I came here, I felt like totally like I'm in Armenia, and it makes me feel like very good.